I just see so much potential happening around us. What if Tesco charged 30 cents for these vegetables? He asked me, do you really save money by shopping clearance? My little heart was in shock. I dream of this situation. I didn't expect to have a feeling of guilt. I expected to have a sense of joy and overwhelm, like the corporations, they didn't get me. Hey peeps, welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, and today we are going to talk about all these major food store brands in the UK. One, I never thought that I would be talking about this in the UK because grocery prices I didn't think would be so low. And two, I did not think my reaction to this situation would be the same. I am like the queen of clearance. I love coupons. I basically derive all my energy from a good bargain at the grocery store. That is my life goal, and so my reaction to this was a bit of a shock. For example, when we went to New Mexico last, we went to this grocery store and I had a double coupon, and I got these hamburger helpers for entirely way too cheap because of this coupon situation, and I was absolutely beaming coming out of that store. I can't even tell you how much energy I got from that situation. It was like the best high I've had in like such a long time. That kind of gives you a clue about how I react to situations like these. In fact, that situation in Mexico was kind of the reason why I changed my YouTube channel from traveling into more of grocery stuff. That is what I actually love to do. When I go to these countries, I love to go to the grocery stores, see what deals I can get, and that is where I derive all my joy. So I kind of changed my YouTube channel from that in general. For this video, it's less of a critique of Tesco, Aldi, Sainsbury, all those major grocery store chains here, but more of like an aha moment for me of going, man, maybe I can make the world a little bit better in this moment. Before we get into the nitty gritty of 8p items at the grocery store at Christmas time in the UK, I do have to say this video actually inspired the goal and direction of my YouTube channel. So for the past couple months, I don't know if I saw it on a commercial or what, but I have been researching food insecurity around the world, and I, in my little dreamer self, thought it would be such a perfect opportunity for me to come on YouTube, make food, save some money for myself, but also in return, give back to those who can't do what I actually get to do around the world. I will get more to that later, but if you would like to help, please subscribe down below. Like I was saying earlier, I cannot get enough of a good deal. Like, people say they like getting good deals, but I will actually go out of my way to get a good deal. And I totally understand that most people in this world don't have the time, energy, money. We don't really spend money. We save money doing this. But a lot of people don't have the circumstances I have to be able to do what I'm doing. And so whenever I saw that Tesco, Lidl, Aldi, Sainsbury, etc., were having their produce on sale for 15p, my little heart, it just could not take it. Because I'm getting chills just thinking about it now. I had to wait for like a week for this to happen, and I was dreaming of getting to go into that grocery store, pick up my produce. It says 15p on the label, and I'm like, what the heck? Go to the till, ring it up, and not have to pay barely anything. My little heart was in shock. I dream of this situation. The first day we went to Tesco, and we found out that they were starting their sale earlier than all the other stores, which were starting on Thursday. So we actually went to Tesco on Wednesday of last week, and it was true. They were selling things for 15p, and then in their clearance section, because I'm a clearance queen, they had parsnips 500 grams for 8p on clearance. So we weren't even going to really get parsnips because they're okay. They're not like my favorite thing in the world, but we walked out with 8 bags of parsnips for 64p. 4 kilos for 64p. As we were walking around the store, I was looking at other people's carts, which that's probably rude. I don't know. I'm not really judging them, but I just, see what people pick up. And they had like a head of broccoli here, 2 bags of Brussels there, a couple potatoes, and whatever. And I was like, do these people realize how privileged they are to get these prices on groceries and not have to spend a fortune? Like my dad was saying, even in the US right now, he thinks they like increase prices during the holidays. So to get them to lower their prices this low is absolutely crazy. Then when we were at the clearance section, I talked to this very nice older gentleman, and he didn't really shop clearance that often. He asked me, "Do you really save money by shopping clearance?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's how we live our life. We literally take the time, look through all the clearance stuff. We don't buy almost anything from clearance besides a lot of produce is what our main clearance is. But every once in a while we'll find something in the clearance section, pick it up, and as we were talking, he was looked at his little cheese block that he had, and it was originally £3.50, and it was on sale for a little under £2.50. And he was like, "Well, I guess I'm saving a quid here." And I was like, "Yeah, you're saving a whole quid." And as I was like leaving the grocery store after we had rung up and we only spent like $5 on all of these things, I was really reflecting on him saying, "This is only saving a quid." I look at money a little bit differently than most people in the world. And that probably comes down to I haven't had a job for a while and I don't really have an income coming in. I am so privileged to get to live the life that I live and not have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. But that is because I put so much emphasis on saving money, how I spend my money, and I do that more so than most people probably in the entire world do. So when I'm looking at one quid, I think of it more as $2 or $3. For some people, that's like nothing. In fact, I've had comments on YouTube videos telling me how stingy I am because I didn't want to pay $1 or $2 more for groceries than I was supposed to. If you don't have an income and you don't know when you're going to get that back, it does make a huge difference on how you're spending your money. For me, inflating prices in my head is a safety net for me going, is spending this quid worth my money, time, energy, everything that took me to get this quid? I've traveled a lot in this world and I've seen a lot of poor people, like not just poor people, but poverty, starving poor people with absolutely nothing. What they would not give for a great British pound. And here I was buying almost 14 kilos of potatoes for that same amount. And I just honestly didn't know what to think at that point. The next day we went to Lidl. We did not know it because their ads actually say 15 pence, but they had everything on for 8 pence this past week. So we bought enough for like the next month for us to live on. But I found myself leaving the store feeling guilty. This actually absolutely shocked me because I didn't expect to have a feeling of guilt. I expected to have a sense of joy and overwhelm, like the corporations. They didn't get me, but I got them at the end of the day, and now I can live on like $10 for the whole month, right? Like I was saying before, I haven't had a job for the past couple of years, and I am still so privileged to get to say that I can feel guilty about taking advantage of big corporations that just want people in their store. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel guilty about taking advantage of the big corporations because they're just trying to get people to spend money. However, I do feel guilty because I can't just go and get this food and give it to people that I've met along the way that actually need this food. Those are the people that I really want to be helping in this situation, and I'm not in a position right at this moment to be able to do that. I just see in these moments such an opportunity for the privileged people of the world, which is probably most of the UK, most of the US, and for those people to help the other people around them in the UK, in the US, or even in the world internationally who are suffering from starving because of the rising prices of food, because of famine, because of weather, whatever the circumstances may be. We are so privileged to have this opportunity to help them. I was just thinking, what if Tesco charged 30 cents for these vegetables? I would personally, and probably all of you too, would probably go out and buy the same exact amount of food because it's still such a good deal. But with that extra 15 cents that they got from the food purchase, they went and gave that money to local food banks or even international food organizations. Or maybe what if Tesco even matched the 15 cents and they gave 30 pence to those organizations? To me, that really isn't anything. I could be wrong about this, but to probably most UK and US citizens, 30 pence for these vegetables wouldn't mean much at all. And I would assume that to Tesco, and I don't know the real numbers and I could be wrong, it wouldn't really mean much to them either at the end of the day. Better yet, another thing that would make a huge, huge difference in this world, I mean, it's probably barely anything, but for some people it would make a huge difference, is if Aldi or Lidl or Tesco said, hey, you know what? For every bag of potatoes you buy this next week, we're going to give a bag of potatoes out this year to a local food charity in the UK. I'm not for sure how many bags of potato that would be, but would it really be a big deal for them to do that, for these corporations to give that food away? And yet it would make such a big difference in our world. I know that I'm probably the dreamer in this situation, but I'm also daring. Like, I dared enough to start this YouTube channel, and now I found something that I actually love doing. And because of that, I can go out and dare another adventure into the world and try to help the world in small ways that I could have never done before. Hence the motto of my channel. I don't know. I, of all people, really want to be excited about the super low prices of groceries at the stores in the UK during Christmas time. But at the same time, I see that society might be missing the mark a little bit in this situation. I think it's wonderful that the UK is providing this service to their customers and probably taking a loss, let's be honest. But at the same time, I just see so much potential happening around us. This scenario is such a perfect example of each and every one of us trying to come up with unique, innovative strategies in order to help the world's problems. After coming up with this idea, I'm probably more determined than ever to keep my YouTube channel going, even if it's just as a side hustle to earn a little extra income to help real people with real money in real life. Hopefully I can show people a unique aspect of my personal life, saving money, reducing food waste, and hopefully coming up with some really innovative, creative recipes that you would never thought of yourself. Then maybe through that, we can dream a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. If you were new here, or maybe if you don't watch the end of my videos, I always end my videos with the phrase, let's go out and make our world 1% better today. And this phrase to me is something that shows we can make a little bit of difference every single day with every single interaction. We may have good days and we may have bad days, but every day we can make our world a little bit better. And I have never been rich, but I have a very big heart. And so my goal and hopes for this channel is that as I'm making meals and feeding myself, that maybe one day we can be feeding people out in the world. I understand that it's a long, long way off, but maybe one day it can be us making the difference in the world. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that I didn't offend anybody. That is not my goal, but I think that if we don't start talking about things like this and how these big corporations can do more during the time when they're just trying to make money, because they're making a lot of money right now, I think there's room for critique and ideas and innovation above what we're currently thinking. And who knows, you know? Like, who knows what this will lead to? And I'm excited to see. Maybe nothing, maybe everything, I don't know. But thank you for watching today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you should like and subscribe down below. Comment what you think would be a great idea for these companies to do, especially during this time of giving. Not that we shouldn't be giving all year, but that's another situation. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. Let's go out and make the world 1% better today, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, guys.